What if there was a woman on the American dollar? A shift in symbolism, power, and perception. Money is not just a tool of exchange. It also represents a nation's identity, history, and the message it wants to send to the world. The American dollar, in particular, has become not only an economic instrument, but also a global cultural and political symbol. But what if a woman appeared on the American dollar? Would it be just a visual change, or would it carry a deeper meaning? First, such a change would likely be seen as a historical turning point. The American dollar traditionally features presidents and male historical figures. The appearance of a woman would not only represent a symbolic shift, but also a redefinition of power itself. This woman could be a leader, a thinker, or even a completely anonymous figure. Regardless of the choice, the message would be clear. Power is not only found in past leaders, but also in ideas and symbols. If the woman on the dollar were an unidentified figure, the sense of mystery would grow. People would begin asking who she is. Historians, theorists, and curious minds would try to uncover the meaning behind her presence. Some might claim she represents a forgotten historical figure, while others might see her as a symbol of freedom. This ambiguity would transform the dollar from a simple economic tool into a widely discussed icon. Her facial expression would also matter. A firm and determined look could symbolize strength. A calm and thoughtful expression might represent wisdom. In this case, the dollar would no longer represent only authority, but also intelligence and intuition. Perhaps this woman would become a metaphor for the future. Someone who understands the past, observes the present, and represents what is yet to come. The social impact would also be significant. A woman featured on one of the most widely used currencies in the world would send a powerful message about representation. It would suggest that power, leadership, and influence are not limited to a single mold. For younger generations especially, this could inspire a new perspective. Money would begin to carry not only value, but also an idea. Conspiracy theories would inevitably follow. Some would argue the figure represents a secret organization. Others would believe it was an intentional hidden message. The direction of her gaze, the background details, the lines and symbols, every element would be analyzed. The woman on the dollar would become more than a portrait. She would become a puzzle waiting to be solved. From a psychological perspective, this change could even affect how we view money. People might start looking more carefully at something they use every day. Her face would become familiar over time, yet the mystery would remain. This would make the dollar an even stronger symbol, because mystery creates curiosity, and curiosity creates meaning. In conclusion, placing a woman on the American dollar would be far more than a design change. It would spark discussions about power, representation, symbolism, and mystery. Whether known or anonymous, this woman could eventually become an icon. People would talk about her, interpret her, and assign their own meanings. Perhaps that would be the most powerful effect. Everyone would use the same dollar, but each person would see a different story in her face.